Hello friends and welcome. So that's the 69 Gravely LI that we're trying to sell. And it had three problems. We corrected one problem so far. The gas tank was leaking. So we removed the tank. I sanded it down underneath where it was leaking. And I put JB Weld on and that's fine. And towards the end of the video, to me it sounded like it didn't have that much compression. So the next thing we're going to do today is we're going to check the compression. We're going to do a dry compression test and a wet compression test. I'll explain the whole thing as we go. Third thing it has is an oil leak, but I want to see what the compression problem is first. I'll leave a description. I'll leave a link in the description of the video where we removed the tank and we repaired it. Seems to be doing pretty good right now. It's pretty windy outside again today. At least it's not raining. It's been raining for the last 3 or 4 days here. So what I want to do is we're going to do the dry compression test first. And we will be using the 73 Gravely to get a general idea of what the compression should be. About 3 or 4 years ago, I rebuilt the top end. We put a brand new 30 over piston in, and also rings, and I lapped the valves. We did a complete top end repair on it. I think I changed the valve guides too, or at least one on the exhaust side. So before we get started, I just want to talk about compression gauges here for a minute. Okay, so this is what we have here, and it's from Harbor Freight. So at first I bought the cheaper one, and I don't know if it was the coupler where you couple the hose on. I don't remember what it was, but I used it 3 times and something fell apart, so I returned it, got my money back, and just got this more expensive one here. It comes with different attachments, stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to be using this one here, and what you want to do is you want to measure the threads on the spark plug, because this other one here is longer, and if you install that into the spark plug hole and you have an electric start, you're asking for trouble. You could crack the piston or something like that. Another thing too is what I like about this, it has the Schrader valve in there. What the Schrader valve is the same thing as your valve core on your tire. It allows air to go in but not come back out again, and you get a better reading. If it didn't have the Schrader valve, you wouldn't be getting as good a reading as without. So also it came with this. This is an extension. This is for like a 426 Hemi engine where the spark plugs recess down into the valve cover. And also some foreign car engines are hemispherical too. And what you do is, just stick this down there and screw it in to the spark plug hole there. That's about it. So what I'm going to do is I took the spark plugs out of both tractors. And we're going to begin by doing the dry test, and we're going to test the 73 Gravely. And then we'll go over to the 69 Gravely that has the problem, and we'll see what the compression is on that. Okay, what you want to do is screw the hose in to the spark plug hole before you connect the hose with the great gauge on it. It's a heck of a lot easier. I'm going to see if I can do this by holding this, and I don't know, try. I'll show you once we're done here. Okay, there's what we got there. Maybe I'm gonna have to look at it with the magnifying glass. I'm going to try it one more time. I don't know how accurate these gauges, and I remember it's from Harbor Freight, so you never know what you're getting here. Alright, so that's what we're getting out of that. Okay, so I gave this 3 good pulls. This is a strap start one. And it looks like it's like, I don't know, 45. I can see it better when I reviewed the video, but it's a lot lower than the 73 was. Alright, so now we want to determine whether it's piston rings or valves. So to do that, I'll take the gauge back out and I'll get a funnel and stick it in the spark plug hole, and we'll put like two teaspoons of oil into the cylinder. If we get more compression out of it after we do that, doing a wet test, then we know it's the rings. If not, then it's something with the valves. Could be a valve adjustment or something else, I don't know. In one video I explained, it's got the oil leak. I don't know if it's the rear seal, the seal that goes into the oil pump, but you could take and you could shake this bottom end here, which is not good. Bearings in there are probably shot. So, the rule is if you rebuild the top and you have a problem with the bottom end, you could blow the bottom end out. Who knows? Well, let's see after we do the wet test. We'll see where we stand with it then. Okay, for argument's sake, I looked over the videos previously, and this one I would say was 80 pounds of compression, and this one was 40, to the best of my ability to say. And I just got done doing the wet test on it, and here's what we have here. So I would say it's the rings. If it was the valves, we wouldn't be seeing any difference with the compression, because I was thinking maybe valve adjustment will give it more compression, but no. And it was kind of hard to pull too with the oil in it. So I used 2 tablespoons of oil. So you always do the dry test first, and then after that, then do the wet test. So after we see what's going on with the oil leak, I'll have to take the whole top end off, the whole cylinder jug, and then we'll check the rings. Let's see. Yeah, I'll hone out the cylinder, right? And I'll get a reading on the cylinder itself to see what rings it's going to need. And then I can take the top ring off and stick it in the cylinder and see what the gap is between the closing of the ring. We could do that way, or maybe I'll just take a reading and just order rings for it that will fit this and make it okay. I'm just hoping that the bore is pretty much even all the way around. So I have to get a new caliper tool to measure the bore because the battery went dead in mine. Yeah, it's Harbor Freight. I badmouth Harbor Freight a lot, but some things you buy are pretty good and some things not. But anyway, yeah, that's got double the compression there. Next time what we'll do is I'll already have this thing cleaned. I took the plow off the 73. We're not plowing anymore yet. This is the 73 here, so I just put the inner tires on the chains that are less aggressive than the chains I made. We kind of have a tire shortage around here lately, but I hope you got something out of this. And we know the engine has to come apart. The top end has to come apart. So depending on what the oil leak is, we'll go ahead and fix the top end. If it's the oil seal, which I replaced it a couple of years ago, and the tractor didn't have that many hours on it, but in one of the videos, you can see how I could shake the flywheel so the bearings are shot in there. Now I wonder if you could double seal that oil pump like we do with the axle seals. You could double the seals when you put it back together. I'm not sure if there's enough room, if that's leaking. We're not sure yet, but if that's leaking, I wonder if we could double the seals in there too. I mean, it's not shaking like real crazy, but you can rock it back and forth a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a little more than a little bit. So, like I said, I hope you got something out of this. Thanks for joining me again. Thanks for watching and everything. And I'll see you all on the next one. Take care.